ANC KwaZulu-Natal Deputy Chairperson Mike Mabuyakhulu has recused himself from the party's election list. Mabuyakhulu and 7 others are facing fraud and corruption charges. ENCA's Spamandla Goke tracking the story. He joins us now live with the very latest. So Spamandla, I'm wondering if Mike Mabuyakhulu is seen tonight as a man of integrity or an accused person who's jumped before he was pushed.
It's a difficult one because in the past he has said that he maintains his innocence until proven otherwise by a court of law. But ever since he was elected at the provincial conference of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, there were question marks about him. You would recall that Mike Mabuyakhulu is not just a junior member of the ANC, he is the deputy chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. He's got extensive experience in the provincial government. He has been an MEC for many years, but he says he is withdrawing his name for now because he just wants to give the ANC a chance to go to the polls not tainted. He claims that he's still innocent until proven otherwise by a court of law. Let's listen to what he said earlier on.
I had to exercise my own mind as a cadre of the ANC and as a leader of the ANC. And I had to take my own conscious and decision based both on my moral conviction but also on my political consciousness. And it's about me, it's not about anyone else. And I guess each and every one of us as leaders of the ANC, when we are placed in a situation where we exercise our minds, we are then expected through our own political consciousness to exercise ourselves. So in this instance, I'm talking about myself. And I think I want to emphasize the point that it is absolutely not about anyone else, it's about me having exercised my own mind in the case that is affecting me.
Well, that is Mike Mabuyakhulu. They're basically saying he had to take that decision, but he still says he will continue in his role as the deputy chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. The ANC has welcomed his decision to recuse himself. Right now we are joined by the party's secretary in KwaZulu-Natal, Mtumseni Ntuli. Baba Mpemba, thank you very much for your time. First of all, why did it take so long for Mike Mabuyakhulu to recuse himself?
Well, I don't know if it has taken too long. All I know is that the list processes are not yet concluded. We are still here to submit our final list to the IEC through the Office of the Secretary General. And we are quite excited that the provincial deputy chairperson deemed it appropriate and necessary that he must place the interests of the African National Congress ahead of his own personal desires.
But then some people will say he shouldn't have been on that list in the first place because this dark cloud has always been hanging over his head.
He didn't choose to be on the list. We were all nominated by structures of the ANC. They even nominated some of us who are full-time functionaries of the ANC in terms of what the Constitution has dictated. But when the branches of the ANC see a potential and they decide to put you on the list, it is not upon you to go around and say, in the ensuing processes, please disregard me. But the conscience and the moral conviction of the leader is what will determine how that leader deals with the aftermath of the processes that were undertaken by branches of the ANC.
Did you push him?
No, he was not pushed. He made a voluntary recusal. We discussed it as a provincial working committee. We carefully considered it, and we were all persuaded by the strength of his argument that this is the moment in our country and in the movement where all of us must place the interests of the African National Congress far ahead of our own desires as individuals. And we thought that that was leadership, that is a character of what we call a selfless leadership that puts the interests of the movement ahead of his personal interests.
Ironically, though, it happens on the eve of the elections. Surely the timing should be questioned.
Well, I don't know why would the timing be questioned. Because
he should have done it earlier.
The list processes have been concluded not so long ago in terms of the branch nominations and the clearances that had to be done by internal structures of the ANC. If there is any perfect time for anybody to recuse himself or herself from the list, is this one. Because this is a moment where the list is about to be packaged so that the final product will be deposited with the Independent Electoral Commission.
Some will say you are doing this for a PR exercise because you are trying to paint a picture of an ANC which is fighting fraud and corruption. Right now he has not been found guilty by any court of law, but some will say you are just playing into the hands of the electorate.
No, certainly not. We are not. He has not been found guilty by any court of law. But the fact of the matter is that he has charges that he's answering in the court of law at the moment. And in his own view, that can contaminate what becomes the output of our own work produced by branches of the ANC. And we thought that that kind of a thinking in the ANC has been gradually dying away. And when we see one of our senior cadres taking that responsibility, we're quite delighted and we're happy. We think that he has taken the right decision and he must be congratulated for placing the movement ahead of his own interest.
Some will say this then doesn't augur well for your efforts to unify the party in KwaZulu-Natal. He was elected in the so-called unity slate, a blended slate. People will say now that he has removed his name, surely this will take you back.
No, he was not elected to be a public representative. He was elected to be the deputy provincial chairperson of the ANC. The responsibility that he has not and will not be asking to be recused from. Becoming a public representative would have happened to him or anybody else, irrespective of whether you are serving in the provincial executive committee.
Okay, Baba, thank you very much for your time. Well, that's the secretary of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, Mtumseni Ntuli, about the future of the deputy chairperson of the party in the province, Mike Mabuyakhulu. It's clear now that his name will not feature on the province-to-province list of the ANC to the provincial legislature.
ANC reporter Siphamandla Goke, thank you.